you feel lonely at the top, it's not because you're all alone, but it's because you feel like you've got everybody else. I've got everybody, but who's got me?
Guys, you've probably heard this statement before, and I live it sometimes. I'm sure Wayne does too. Like, it's lonely at the top. And there's a reason for that, but there's also a reason it doesn't have to be. So I think a lot of us think that being lonely because we're the leaders is just a natural way of having leadership. But I don't think that's what it has to be. I think you can have your people that surround you, but also not be friends with them, and then find your tribe of people that can be on your level. That's my 2 cents when it comes to that. And I think we're going to dive into a couple of different topics and a couple of different ways of if you're feeling a little lonely in your own company or your own team, like how can we, I don't know, feel a little more inclusive?
Yeah. Let's get untucked. If you're feeling lonely, this is for you.
It's like a late night DJ voice right there.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Well, who was that DJ in Seattle? What, I can't remember her name. Delilah. Did you ever listen to Delilah back in the day? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, the late night love queen. It can feel lonely at the top, right? And
Yeah,
here's what I think that is one of the things. As you go further up the mountain, there are just fewer people that have gone through what you've gone through, dealt with what it's kind of I would imagine if you've been in the military and you went through some crazy stuff, you come back and, Joe that's never left their small town is like, man, I totally get it, brother. That must have been, you're like, you don't know what I've been through. You have no idea. So the more you do, the more battles you go through, the more things you do, like it can get lonely because there's simply fewer people to have those conversations with. There's fewer people that have been through what you've been through. And here's one of the main reasons I think it feels lonely. And this is such a great analogy. I think somebody at E5 shared this, which, by the way, if you haven't applied to be at E4 and E5, you are missing out. It's the greatest day of the year. So drop in the links and apply for that. But here's what they said. You feel lonely at the top. It's not because you're all alone, but it's because you feel like you got everybody else, right? Like you're responsible to make sure everybody else gets paid. You're going to do whatever it takes to get everyone taken care of. Yet when you're by yourself, you go, who's got me?
Right.
Like if we're having a hard month making payroll, guess what? Nobody's worried about me making payroll. Nobody's worried about helping me make payroll in essence, right? But I'm worried about taking care of everybody else. So lonely at the top, a lot of times, I've got everybody, but who's got me? And I think that's one of the reasons that it can really feel that way.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of this, like there's a reason that it's sort of like a pyramid, right? There's only one leader at the top. And unfortunately, you asked for this. But I think the loneliness is a necessary evil. Well, let me rephrase that. A feeling lonely inside your own company is a necessary evil. You need to have that separation. You need to have those boundaries, which we're going to get into in a little bit. But I think sometimes this happens overnight and people don't realize it. I think like you were saying, like they're up late at night because not sure if these closings are going to happen in time for me to do X. Maybe I have to take that out of savings. Or maybe you found out most of your company went and had a happy hour and you were invited, which happens. Nobody wants to hang out with their boss, right? And I think that's a good thing. I think when that happens, y'all, if that's ever happened to you, like that's a good thing because you've built a culture that is so strong, they're willing to go hang out with each other, but also they need a little breathing room. They don't need to be around you all the time. Like you don't need to, that's not the healthy kind of team when like you're the center cog and everything revolves around you. And that's good. That's good because when you have that also means they can handle stuff when you're not there, which is a whole nother topic. But I mean, yeah, you're going to wake up
like
one day.
Your leadership role should change. Your relationship should change as things go in the beginning, right? When it's just you and two buddies, it's like we talk about everything, right? As you grow and develop, what we know and we've all been taught is the problems go up and the wins go down, right? So it's like you got issues. You don't talk to that about your, for lack of a better word, subordinates, right? You talk to that about the people that are above you, right? If you're having an issue or challenge, like those go up and the wins and the high fives and everything else go down. And so it should change from like you said, from peer to leader as we have boundaries. There's some great what we jokingly call 5:30 conversations. And 5:30 conversations like, hey, you want to complain about something? You want to have a moment of like venting? Cool. That's at 5:30 with maybe other people somewhere else because I'm at home with my family at 5:30, right? But feel free to have the 5:30 conversation, just not here, not with me.
Yep. And again, I think this is healthy when you start feeling this boundary shift. I really do. And I think you need to own that and you need to lay into it. And let's be honest, the first people on your team, if you're just starting out with a team, they're going to leave you, right? Or they're not going to be friends of yours anymore at some point. Like that will happen. So are you going to run a business? Or are you running a group of friends? And so that's where you need to decide. You can't run a group of friends and be successful. I don't feel like.
Well, and I think it shifts over time. Like it was interesting yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago, I was able to have coffee with one of the founders of ACN, which is a huge multi-level marketing company, right? They're in tons of countries. They're doing a million, a billion a year, whatever it is, right? And it started with 4 buddies, and
Yeah.
they're still doing it. But what was interesting is they've grown, which is incredibly unique because most people never get there. But they're also are very defined in who does what. Hey,
Yeah.
you do this, I do this. You do this, and I'm sure they've had lots of struggles along the way, but can you get through the white water to predictable success? And it definitely is a process to doing that. So one of the things I think is it does feel lonely at the top, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do anything about it. And
Right.
we are big believers in, if you want to be the best, if you want to go the fastest, go by yourself. If you want to go the furthest, go with other people. So it's funny at E5, especially, we have people write out their org charts a lot of times. And what's interesting is you see the org chart starts with them, and then they start going down and branching out all this other stuff. What you and I have started to do is we have us, but then we have and everybody else, but then we have the people that are pouring into us. So
Uh-huh.
above our org chart, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here's Brad, and it's therapist, it's your coaches, it's your mentors, it's things like that. So I think you need people above you that are pouring into you. Usually you're paying for those people, right?
Yep.
That are pouring into you. Then the second level is you have people that are on the journey with you. So those
Yep.
are people that are like in a similar space. They're on the similar path with you. They're your friends and your buddies and your peers, but you're kind of commiserating and helping each other. Whatever. Then you have the people you're pouring into. You need all three levels. Most people are insanely shy on anything above the people that are pouring into them.
Yeah. Because I think, well, one, a lot of people think they have to do it themselves. Like, I'm the reason I'm successful. I'm the reason I'm here. And I bet if they took a
Yeah.
second and go, well, was there maybe a sports coach back in high school that poured into you? Or was there a college professor or a godfather? Or like, there were people that did it. The problem is we've gotten older and those have gone away. And so we still
Right.
need it. This is going to be probably my biggest sale for E5. But like with E5, it is getting in a room with other company owners, team leaders, whatever it might be, and
Yeah.
you can commiserate. That is your tribe. And that's what it's turned
Yeah.
into. You bring your problem like, oh, dude, I had that 2 years ago. Here's what I did. Or you're not wrong for feeling that way. You're okay to be pissed off like that. That's okay. It's good.
Or you should feel shit about that. We need to change it before you walk out of this room. Like either way, you're going to get the truth, right? So but that's what you need.
Yeah. And you need to be around people that have been there and that can help you or that are on the journey with you and can take a couple steps off. So again, I feel that you need to be in this room. So click that link and apply.
Yeah. It's funny.
But
People are like, I
nonetheless,
feel lonely. And I'm like, you should, because you're alone. That's messed up. Like, let's not feel that way anymore. They're like, I shouldn't feel lonely. I'm like, who's supporting you? They're like, nobody. I'm like, well, then alone is the feeling that comes along with that. It just doesn't have to be that way moving forward. And not having people support you. It's like, ask any of these people that have a kid that is great at their sport and say, would you put them on a team without a coach? And they're like, no, that would be crazy. It's like, yeah, then why are you doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's also funny. We talk about loneliness as a leader, but sometimes you feel lonely at home because you're sacrificing at the office. And I know people are like, I know I hear all the time, you're working too hard here. The spouse is mad, but like, it's legit, like legit.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about being burned out? Go watch our video on burned out. Like that's an easy way of getting burned out when you're not wanted at the office and you're not wanted at home and you're not making money at the office. You can't pay the bills at home. Dude, that's a life struggle right there. That is legitimacy.
Well, and also, and this will piss people off, but I don't think your spouse is supposed to be everything, right? Like there's a lot of people that go home and they want their spouse to be their emotional support animal. They want their spouse to be their business coach. They want their spouse to like, bro, love you. You need a freaking coach. You need a community to have those conversations with instead of every day you come home and you dump all your stress and anxiety and these decisions on somebody else. Like I love the support and the encouragement and everything else. That's phenomenal. I hope you have that. That's great. But stop expecting your person to be every freaking thing because you're too cheap to go get some actual help.
Yeah. If you don't get help, it's going to lead to burnout, and burnout is going to lead to resentment. And guess who people don't want to work with? People that are bitter and resentful, right? So that's why I think you specifically need to look at that and go back and look at why you really started your team. Look at the vision. Hopefully you wrote that down. Hopefully you did an actual business plan. Like go back and reread that. I wonder if you're still working that way under those same, pretenses, or have you gotten off course?
Yeah.
Can you get back on course? So I think you got to make sure you're still in alignment with what you started with and that made you excited to do this. And I think if you do that, you'll be able to put the right people into place. You'll have the right mentors, the right coaches, and you will feel like $1 million. I feel like. I don't know, Wayne, do you see something different on that?
Man, I think that your life is about problems or goals. I think your business is about problems or goals. I think your relationship is about problems or goals. You either get hyper focused on the problems and everything goes to crap, or you're focused on the goal and the problems are just part of the things you go through to get there. So I think that one of the great things about a coach, one of the great things about E45 is that we work through the problems, but we're focused on the goal. And if you don't have a goal that you're working towards that excites you, go back and rework the goal. And we see that all the time. People are like, I'm like, if you hit this goal that you set for the year, is that going to be a hell yeah? And they're like, and I'm like, we need to go back to the drawing board. We're going to spend 12 months for and that's hitting the goal. This is some bullshit. Like we better figure this out. You know, like what do you actually want? That's gonna be great. And we go back and we tweak some things, we add stuff in. But like if you go like, my 1 year, my 1 year goal is survive. Like trust me, I've had some times like that where that was where it needed to be. But if that's where it is perpetually, like we got a problem.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, y'all, I hope you got some value out of this video. I hope if you're feeling lonely at the top, like you're not alone. See what I did there? You're lonely at the top, you're not alone, but you're really not. So
if you're feeling lonely at the top, you might be alone, but you don't need to stay alone.
Yeah. You don't have to be miserable in your own life. And you also don't have to be burnt out. You don't have to be resentful. You don't have to be broke. You don't have to do any of that shit. But we've told ourselves we have to. So if you're feeling that way, shoot us a DM. You know, tell us what's up. Let us talk to you. Get on a call with Wayne for a couple minutes and just test out the waters. See if there's some things that you can easily tweak and do that can help you get back on track. If you really want to make a commitment, grab the link below, apply for E4, E5. We'll put you in the right room. Come try it out. If you like it, come back. If you don't, cool. But I think the people that show up and do it, they don't feel alone at the top anymore, and they feel supported and they feel like they're being successful, whether their money shows that or not.
Take the advice you would give your best friend. Take the advice you would give your child. If your son called you in the exact same scenario 20 years from now, whatever it is, and goes, Dad, I'm feeling burned out, I'm feeling alone, and blah, blah, you'd be like, go get in part of a community. Go get some support. Go get what you would tell them to do that. So my challenge is for myself as well, right? Take the advice you would give somebody else.
Hey, real quick, if you're liking this content, imagine having a full day immersed with people that are on this like us, that are learning from each other.
Man, we do these kind of events, these intensive a couple times a year, and if you know that you are the smartest person in the room and you need to get in some other rooms, this is the place to be, right? So apply, send us a message right now, we'll send you the application link and see if you are the right fit to be in one of the rooms.